I'm Corbett Wall with DV Auction, here with your feeder flash for Wednesday, April the 19th, where lighter runs of these feeder cattle are really starting to show up now. We're not seeing those big up to 10,000 head runs and your big volume sales, down to just a more moderate type run. We'll have another spike in your feeder cattle offerings when your graze out week come off, but that won't be for several weeks here now. But we're sure tightening up on feeder cattle offerings around, and it could be helping the market along with everything else that's been helping the market, like last week's trade with the board up big and your fat cattle trade up big, and everything's starting to come around. You look at your board early this week, had a big Monday with triple digit gains on both fats and feeders there. More of a quiet day on Tuesday with not much going on, but live cattle contracts on Tuesday for the spot April market closed at 126.77, which is just a little over a buck discount to what cash is. And you remember a few weeks ago we were $10 to $12 back, and it has really rallied and gone up there, and that makes you feel good that the board had to run to catch cash, and cash did not back up much to try to even up there as we get close to maturity on that April spot market. Feeder cattle futures and nearbys are all over $1.40 now, and some of those late summer, early fall contracts are up over $1.42. Weighted average on last week's fat cattle trade had live steers averaging 128.01, so that market stayed up there. Didn't have a lot of those lower sellers for the 2 to 4 week delivery. Those cattle brought just as much as the cattle for immediate delivery, but that 128.01 was up 368 compared to the previous week. Dressed steers averaged 205.30, up $7.29 compared to the previous week on the negotiated trade, and had just right at 100,000 head on an up market, and that's a positive sign there too. Box beef cutout values have rallied so far this week, but the spread has really grown. With $13.79 is the spread, almost $14 between choice and select, because we haven't had as many of those high quality grade and market ready cattle up in the northern plains, and the weights are down, so your grading is going to be lower. People are starting to get in and buy the cuts to put on the grill. They're wanting those choice and better cuts, and just not as many of them out there, so you got a big spread. Look at your feeder sales early in the week. Oklahoma City at 5,700 head. Feeders, steers, and heifers $2 to $5 higher. Steer calves $4 to $5 higher. Heifer calves and light tests just a buck higher. Joplin at 3,550 on Monday. See how much lighter these runs are. Feeders there $2 to $6 higher. Calves $3 to $10 higher. Looking at an individual quote up in Nebraska on some light calves in Imperial, Nebraska on Tuesday, had 52 head of 465 pound light steers at $211. That's your feeder flash for Wednesday.